get your priorities straight, okay? People are allowed to have boundaries. You can use a little bit of common sense, you know what I'm saying? Oh, and threaten to call the cops. He's not your man. Hey chocolates, bonsoir, bonsoir. We are going to find out if I am the hole. Grab your ice, grab your drinks. Let's get started. Am I the a-hole for not helping my broke friend because she got a tattoo? Explain yourself. So one of my friends has been complaining about money a lot recently. It's gotten to the point where 2 days ago she said that she was so broke she wasn't able to afford to eat and was skipping whole days worth of eating because she just had no food. I offered to help her out with some food. One day I was dropping off her food after work. When I saw it on her Snapchat stories, she got a tattoo. All of the prices are about $180. That's when I realized she's got the money and she's choosing to spend it on a tattoo. Bruh. Girlie, get your priorities straight, okay? You are not the a-hole for that. That was like level 1. I need like insane. Am I the butthole for leaving dinner early after my boyfriend's friend introduced me as the current one? After reading that title, you are not the a-hole. So my boyfriend invited me to dinner with his old colleague group. One of his female friends, who I've never met before, came late, looked me up and down, then said, "Oh, so you're the current one. Cute." No one even corrected her. My boyfriend just kind of chuckled awkwardly. "Break up with your boyfriend." I went home right after. My boyfriend then called me saying I was acting like a child. You know that couple trend on TikTok where it's like my current wife, current husband, current girlfriend, whatever, and they obviously get mad because it's like, what do you mean current? You can't be pranking me about how you're cheating on me. I'm not gonna find that funny. Am I the butthole for refusing to hang out with my sister's boyfriend because I find him boring? If my brother didn't want to hang out with my boyfriend, okay, and like, he's my man. He's not your man. My sister has been dating this guy. Let's call him Craig. Craig. I have met him plenty of times, family dinners, group outings, birthdays. He's not a bad guy. He's polite, never rude or inappropriate, but he's honestly one of the most boring person I've ever met. Every conversation with him, I feel like pulling my teeth. Lately, my sister and I have been spending more time together, and Craig has started asking her to ask me to hang out with him. But honestly, I don't want to. I don't want to waste my limited free time with someone I don't connect with. I told my sister this and she got really mad. She says I'm being a snob and I'm judging him and not being cool enough. I wouldn't say you are. You don't have to hang out with him. And the fact that people are in the comments counting this, oh, she's being a butthole, it's actually crazy to me because I'm not gonna force myself to hang out with someone I don't like. Am I the butthole for asking my ex-friend what I did wrong? From reading that title, no, you're not in the wrong. I and this ex-friend, I will call M, had been friends for 5 years. She sent me a message saying she doesn't want to be friends with me out of nowhere. I respond back by saying okay, but asking what I did wrong. She told me to F off and blocked me. I was confused and upset, so I asked some of my other friends. They said I was too much for her. When I asked what that meant, they did not elaborate, and then came up a few days later and yelled at me for trying to stay friends with her. I am not trying to. I just wanted to know what I did wrong. She hit me, and I started crying. And we were taken to the office where she was sent home. You're not even gonna at least give me some clues on what I did? Like, what did I do? I don't think you're in the wrong for asking, especially after she hit you and she didn't even tell you why she's mad. Am I the butthole for freaking out on my boyfriend for coughing? This is giving me flashbacks to COVID. You are not the butthole. After 2020, I've been scared too. Because what? So my boyfriend is a huge pothead. Don't know what that means. I also enjoy a little smoking. Oh, pot is okay. Kids, don't do drugs. Don't do smoking. Don't do none of that. Okay. Healthy body, healthy heart, healthy lungs, healthy life. Wow. So that means this isn't about being sick. This is about smoking. Low-key, I don't even want to read it because like y'all are all in the wrong. Everybody's in the wrong. I don't get that one. We're not gonna care. Let's move on. Am I the butthole for refusing to sit next to my friend? Sometimes I don't sit next to my friends. That doesn't mean we aren't friends. Like, so there's this girl I know, Lily. We've been friends for about 2 years now. We've been inseparable. Inseparable. We went on a road trip together about a month ago. On the road trip, it was just my mom, sister, me, and Lily. My sister and my mom were in the front. Lily and I were in the back. The road trip started fine, but about halfway into the trip, Lily's phone died. We had power banks in the car so she could just charge it. I'm not usually that secretive. I don't have anything interesting on my phone, but I did have a few private chats with my friends and family that I wouldn't want people to see without their permission. Fair enough. I was in one of these chats with a friend and Lily kept leaning over my shoulder to read my phone, saying, "It can't be that important, I'm bored." I eventually had to gently push her away to stop looking. I thought I might have upset her and was about to talk before she leaned over and snatched my phone out of my hands. Wrap it up. In situations like this, I don't even care like how close we are. People are allowed to have boundaries. Lily was laughing like it was funny. We stopped at a gas station and I decided to switch spots with my sister. She hasn't talked to me since. You are not in the wrong, sweetie. I have had situations like this happen to me once or twice. I've always wondered, why do y'all feel the need to do that? I don't know, not even phone, just anything of their belongings. Don't touch it. There are certain things that I'm not gonna let them touch, and there are certain things that they're not gonna let me touch. And we gotta just respect that. And I meet people like Lily. It makes me mad. Hold up, I need to explain this to y'all. I was painted out as the bad guy. Bro took my phone and then hid it from me. And here I am crashing out, getting mad. And when I finally got my phone back, everybody's looking at me like I'm the bad guy. It's like, bro, chill. You saw me crashing out. You should have just given it to me. Like, that wasn't funny. Anyways. Okay, this one stuck out to me because am I the butthole for not being happy for my birthday present? Okay, let me just summarize what he was yapping about. Ever since he was 18, he's been going camping for his birthday. His girlfriend wanted to surprise him a birthday week with a bunch of artsy stuff that they are doing. This failed because he didn't like doing those artsy stuff. He preferred going camping. The reason why I agree with this guy is because I also felt the same way. To be loved is to be seen. And if you're constantly saying you like to do something and then somebody shows you the opposite of what you said, it's just like, were you even listening to me? Husband vaping at school graduation. My kids are ages 18 to 19 and my husband vapes a lot. Okay, so like he decided to like hide and go vape. Sir, there is a time and place for everything. Am I the butthole for having a sculpture of myself that was made by my ex? Okay, so she's a model. I've been with my current boyfriend for 3 months. He asked me about the statue the first time he slept over. I told him I used it as a model and that my ex made it. He asked me if I still liked my ex. What? Why would her having that statue correlate to her still liking her ex? It's a statue of her, not her ex. A few days after, he came over and was staring at the statue for a very long time. I asked him what was wrong, and he said, "Don't you think it's weird you have your ex's art in your room? It makes it seem like you still like him. You should get rid of it." No. Okay, she updated it. My now ex-boyfriend called me this morning. I went to get drinks from the kitchen, and there was a big thud from my bedroom. That's when I immediately knew. I ran into the bedroom, and that's when I saw my statue was broken. He started yelling at me and called me a few choice of words. Okay, wow. He was basically acting like a crazy person and even looking like one. My neighbor came over and threatened to call the cops. It sounds dramatic, but I can't get over him throwing the statue of my face at the ground. Wow. He was insecure. I would have just been like, yeah, it was a statue that was gifted to me. But still, it's not her fault. The way how he lashed out and like that was just so unnecessary and crazy. I should have touched up on this, but what he did was straight up dangerous because how someone hits an object is how hard they want to hit you. If you're ever in an argument with someone and they immediately start hitting something, the amount of force they're hitting on that object is how much they're gonna do on you. It's physical abuse. I don't care what anybody tells me. Like, yeah, they may not have hit you, but if they could, they would. And that's exactly how they would. And that is very dangerous. So you need to watch out for signs like that. Stay safe. Am I the butthole for telling my coworker she should know the answer to her questions? With the coworker, they do some basic work at the front desk, but the job is just a lot of repetition, and it's basically muscle memory. But my coworker is constantly asking me questions that she should already know how to do. I honestly feel bad about it because I think it's really important to ask questions when you don't know how to do something or are unsure about it. I would feel disrespected if someone did that to me, but I am also really fed up with her and hate being next to her because she asks me the same questions with every guest she takes. Again, I've been in situations like this. I'm gonna say you are not the butthole. You can use a little bit of common sense, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to ask me every time. On the board, my teacher, she was explaining the instructions of the assignment, and on the packet, the instructions were on the packet, and she even wrote the instructions on the board. So when she was done talking, she was noticing that a few kids weren't doing their assignment. She went up to them and she asked, like, hey, why aren't you doing your work? This kid has the audacity to say, I don't know what to do. Sweetie, what if I told you what to do is on the paper and on the board, and the teacher also just talked about it? He was also the same kid that would ask me, like, hey, what are we supposed to be doing after she just finished talking? Like, buddy, what? Repeating occurrence. Sometimes they like to use weaponize incompetence, or like when the person does a really bad job and pretends like they don't know what they're doing just so you can help them out. Let's say I were to just wash the dishes really bad and be like, well, I don't know how to do this. Like, I don't know. Can you do it? Like, you're so much better at it than me. Can you just wash it for me? Am I the butthole for pointing out weaponized incompetence? No. This girl is a type 1 diabetic, and she told her husband, or boyfriend, sorry. Okay, I'm just gonna read it in first person. I mentioned I was out of insulin and I was exhausted. I told him exactly what to get, but he came back with the wrong thing. He said the tech/nurse told him he was buying the wrong thing and bought me what they said to get. I said, seriously? This is about my health. Why wouldn't you just get what I told you to get? He said he was sorry and he would go to the store now. And I said there was no point, it was closed. He said, how hard is it to get what I told you to get? He said he's not stupid. He thought maybe he heard me wrong and the nurse would know better. I thought the boyfriend was gonna be the one in the wrong, but it's actually you, sweetie. And like, if a nurse, he could have texted her. This was an honest mistake. Am I the butthole for telling my daughter that her mother lies sometimes? Yes, automatically you are in the wrong. I haven't read it, but like, you can't say stuff like that. You can't do that. My daughter just turned 4 a month ago. The daughter is 4 years old. Why are you going around saying her mother is a liar? My wife does a lot of cooking with tofu. My daughter was helping my wife prepare some food. She has never really seen a block of tofu before, so she asked what it was. I explained to her that it was beans. She then remarked, oh, like beef is made of grass. What? Apparently her mom told her that steak was made of grass. Huh? I told her that steak is made from cows and that mommy lies sometimes. She had a tantrum and refused to eat steak. Child. The child believes that steak is made from grass. What the hell? That's ridiculous. Obviously, you're gonna correct her. But the thing is, by him saying that mommy sometimes lies, that... oh, hell no! That's not good. You could have said, sometimes grown-ups don't know what they're talking about. By bringing up your daughter's mom, you're trying to make her not like her mom. Does that make sense? I think he's in the wrong here. Comment down below if you disagree. He could have handled it so he did not have to bring up the mom. He really didn't have to. Who is the butthole? My roommate's son flushed my iPhone down the toilet. He did what? He did what? I live in a 3-bedroom house with my roommate Chloe. She's 27 and her son is 4 years old. Last weekend I was in the kitchen answering emails on my phone. Her son asked if he could watch Cocomelon on my phone. I told him no because I needed to use my phone. Fair enough. And his mom was watching the TV. So then why couldn't the mom just where was later that day I was in my room getting assignments done on my laptop with the door open, and I noticed her son was in my room. I didn't know how long he had been in there. He was very quiet and I was so absorbed into what I was doing I hadn't noticed him. I asked him what he was doing. He took a few seconds to respond. He said he was looking for a toy he lost. It was maybe a few minutes later that I noticed my phone was missing. I heard a notification sound and Jay's the son, giggling in the bathroom. I ran over to the bathroom right as Jay was flushing my phone down the toilet. Well, at least the mom was willing to pay for the phone. If it was one of those situations where she was like, hey, well, you should have been watching your belongings. Because I know people like that. Am I the butthole for telling my wife that she does nothing?
Oh, that's no.
In the sense that for the whole 5 years of my son's life, Molly, his wife, has been terrible at cleaning, taking care of the house, and the only thing that she's good at is taking care of her son, feeding him and cleaning him. But I'm always left to clean the messes afterward. I asked her to maybe clean up a little bit before I come home. She agreed. She did it for a while, and then she stopped. I need to clarify that I understand kids make messes, but this wasn't just Theo's mess. It was also Molly's mess. It was extra stress and I finally snapped. She said that kids make messes and if I can't deal with it, then I shouldn't be a father. What? Listen, in my opinion, that's just... go away. Yes, I understand kids make messes, but you're basically teaching him to make messes. You're allowing him to make messes. That's not good. The kid has to learn, clean up after yourself. If not, things are gonna get a little crazy, okay? After reading a lot of situations that have happened to people, stay safe out there. And don't let anyone take advantage of you, okay? Anyways, chocolates, I appreciate you watching and I'll see you on the next video. Peace. You've got to be effing with me.